대다 너희 집에 나중에서 걸로야 보시는 능력이 som바 좀보시 예대 som바시 그거 자체를 있나 로데 이제 바꿔내다 예대 som바 하시니 나든 친년에 보이면 되겠어요.
So as a motivations for listening to dharmas, so we should try to overcome all this the selfish, self-centered mind, and in place of that, trying to cultivate the altruistic state of mind, which showing the concern for the to thought of benefiting other sentient beings. So it would be wonderful if we cultivate this thought of benefiting others, or the intention to benefit others as a motivations for listening to Dharma.
저로서 걸로 대지 마이 걸로 된거니 제제나 당하는 공시해봐다 땜바지 받는 거 대이 차체스 된는 거 있는데
So all of us, including myself, if we cultivate this the motivation of benefiting other sentient being, and as well as on your part to cultivate this same thought of benefiting other sentient being as a motivations, and then whatever the activity or that we undertake, then that will serve as a cause to flourish Buddha Dharma and benefiting other sentient beings.
That's what covers. So covers.
The Sheyang said, Sheyang said, because me nama, then Papa Jew said, Sheyang said, Jamsa gets sick, Majus. So,
아랭이 따제 들어를 해. 다지하고 있어. 다가 다니는 와이산도 내가 많이 문제는 제제자 제우 변해서 돼. 대니리 선처되는 처바ችን 소미로 라인에는 다마서 저거 서르스야 내제자 배로 내야 무슨 동아리 제자도와 대 파시디바샤 대니는 선처되는 처와 파빌로 얘네는 이제 어제노도 저도 념바다 예신 좀마 번째 로제데 시에다 예는 제위전 주지샤스 거서 건데 예고전에 저수제 라라 쉐도 망가가 쉐바이 차리 선임 선저제도 렌자나 매는 되나 파반저 사티반으로 시작해가지고 이제 저런 내 야부나 내가 설수는데 렌드 때문에 내가 그 설수의 배치소나 아니 설수하는 아주 연구를 와야 돼. 그게 전부 와야 돼.
So last time, so we stopped at these quotations from the compendium of the perfections. So, which if I read, says the compendium of the perfections says, ethical discipline is the path of special attainment, achieves equality with those of compassionate nature, and has the highest nature of pure, sublime wisdoms. So free of flaws, it is called the best of ornaments. It is a pleasant fragrance throughout the three realms, and a lotion not to prohibit it for a renunciate. Even those who copy appropriate attire, if they have ethical discipline, will be superior to other human beings. So, in here, so the text shows these quotations. Shows or summarizes the benefit of of observing the moral ethics. Because if we have gain a good understanding of this benefit, if we see there is really the benefit of practicing moral ethics, then we'll be more motivated and take more mentally take more delight, more joy in the practicing moral ethics.
That is a certain one. That is only about the reason. There is some pet sound in the realm of the Raji, so the Yabo Sunga, energy, Nanda, Gino makes it, and the younger. Raw, guy, Georgian, when another Sepian, you say, son, then it's on, so the Yabo Sunana, the name you ask on Tato, the kitchen, but then you ask the mother. Kakaya on the cheat is a succumb on the robot young mother. Ra, a wrong sanctity, and it's about wrong sanctity, Nepati on the Shajon, Roger Shadua. Sanctity never $10, Jambatan, Lasavata, or the last or Geshe Doga, Nepasanam, says him, Condor on Shajan on the Roger Shadua. Succumb, then. My lawyer makes that there are Sandup Tsering, and then tattoo and other big penga, tattoo and other pen by that, that's on some tears and say, a boy arrests them.
So it's very important to just to reflect on the benefit of practicing moral ethics, such as the benefit includes such as like overcoming the such a fear of death and also fear of the futures. So therefore we can be very sure that if we have if we do well in this the practice of moral ethic or the moralities, and then we can be very sure that there won't be within us, then there won't be absolutely no cause or no reason for us to fear for the death. So rather, when the death approaches, we will rather take pleasure, take joy in the facing the death. So as you know how at the end, like how when we face death, then how everything, all the other things fails to support us, and so therefore the only, as we say, the only refuge, only protections we have is something is within ourselves, within our mind, in the form of some sort of like a positive energy, positive force, and so when we talk of such a positive energy or positive force within, so it is nothing but all these kind of various virtues of the spiritual practice that we cultivate, we develop during our lifetime, such as this the practice of moralities. So these are the positive force or the energies which we gain in within our mind, and that at the end, as said before, and as there is that's only things which can be serve as our true refuge or protections.
Charlie saying, Santa Dangena, Mayan, then Chava Paula. Charlie somebody, then Santa Damba, the Mayan, whichever Papa, you know. Sheva, Perman, either go Charlie somebody, Santa Damba, Santa Madeva, Santa Damba, Chava Paula. Me Tasala, call Mundachi, then we are some dead. That's on that. What is it? Yeah.
So if we look at the last two lines of that above quotation when we says, even those who copy appropriate attire, if they have ethical disciplines, will be superior to other human beings. So this, like metaphorically shows how, even if there are two people, or whether male or female, who are wearing exactly the same clothes, and however, the one there is, however, the one, if the one is very observes a good moral moral practice, and whereas the other one is not, and then the one who observes, one who practices moral ethics is, and then become superior and become like a more beautiful than the other one.
That they will the Kasa is in the Kansas. Such a
jumps out. Jumps out.
Kasa is a John in the John Joria. Kasa is data in the Kasa the young Kasha sing Majeju. Then Kasa say Majita, she take Jumbo, she may law, she said, or Kasa. Mama children all Pembush, so I said, then Charashi watch it is, Tinic see Jago, Mades, Majeji, and Betoches, Majeji, Betoja, Soja, Mother shows, Kasayo, Mother, Betoja, then it Soja, Mother, Young Hoi, Russian, Mongi, Doa, Akonga, Soja, Mother, Chang, Nyawang Hoi, Roche, Mongi, Doa, Doa, Dapichida, then Langer, Department Junior, Chewako, the Bada, Rongi, Yellow, Soba, Jessa, that says, Miss Mapado started Hakota, good there.
So we now continue from this commentary from the text, which says, furthermore, other benefits arise from ethical disciplines. So although you do not speak flattering words and do not strive with great effort and hardships, so you naturally gather immediately necessary resources. So this just shows, how a person who practices moralities then do not need to work so hard to gather all the resources. So, like such as including like flattering words, such as where people have to do so many like a pretentious or cunning way to acquire acquisition from others, like such as like to with the intentions to gain, to receive a favor from others. Then you tell to others that how whatever the gift of the things that they have given in the past was so useful, so with the intention that you to receive the same things. So without requiring such kind of cunning thought and such flattering words, and also not without need of working so hard. So as he said, you naturally gather immediately necessary resources.
Zatra National Majes, Machine, Shioka Chindawa, the trouble change in the thing, the Maris, Mongi, Shio Chinday, did the legend deba match, Shio Gun the Baton, Rongi Yala Sobi, Jason, Miss Mebados, your name is Miss Meba, Ris Machaba, and Serena. My pay Matapa. One machine, show no Wongi, Shombato. Pogi, Jessa, Dayo, Hado, Monoji, she each other, Twitchy, Tobano, Chevy, Shudder, Shidden, Joashepi, Piano judges, certainly shooters, that when another cut told us. 내린 애를 산도다 내린 선을 대봐 먼저 빼내야 샹게르부터 하는 저한테 제 샹게르부터 하는 손으로죠. 드네저 당한테 선대는 내린 거 아래서 저기가 제 야부셔라 저아제 아파 맞아 봐. 아제 배 맞아 봐. 뭐 마시비 쇼노죠. 뭐기 쇼바도. 고개가 진짜 그게 제다야 다요 하도 뭐는지 시에 봐 뛰는 게죠. 맞아 저기 내가 뭐 말이야. 샹그르 뭐내 탈라지는 거는 몰라서 그래. 그러다 그러면 진짜 제가 아주 뭐 제가 형동에는 네 되는 배 아픈데 나쁘 싶은 데인데. 야. 다요 하도 뭐는 시에다 뛰지 토바 놓으셔도 채비시 토대게는 제 가자 맞아를 봐 뭐도 되는 지금이야 토대게는 다 채비시다 저거는 그러냐 토바는 채비시다 채와 채비시 배는 주든 선들리 신고 생겨나려 맞아
근데 부지던게 랑기 년로 소베 릭수 묘스 매버서 동게 랑기 년로 소바 릭수 묘스 매버서 와 대년디게 라고 말해서 와
리스 매바 매바 리스 매바
라모 거서 와
리스 매
아장장세 와
하지 마쇼 연디선에 세워
대 인지 대량선 교르시는 거 좀았어 라 면마 거 봐서
매 리스 체세 맞아 리체 용어라 배자 가요 용 가지 뭐야 되는 용거라
나나나
가지 카톤의 용어다
나나
소비 냐라 소비 리스 미스메 바동스라 야 마시 거를 봐 기바세는 마 찬연아야 부용어리 저거는
so then continue so you are naturally gather. So even without threat or force, all beings pay homage to you. So this quite obviously. So it's saying that how not like you gain the respect from others. By using a forceful, by forcing them to respect you. So it's saying that it will there's no need of such, but rather as a benefit of this moral practice. Without threat or force, all being pay homage to you. So there is no casual talk about the lineage of your relatives, etc. So this is the line which I was checking. So which more like without any discriminations, like whether the person who pay homage to you could be your relatives or not relatives, so etc. So people who previously did not know you or help you are naturally kind to you, and the deities and humans revert the dust of your footprint and carry away what they can get as an object of worships. So if we think on this, what is mentioned in these lines about the benefit of the practice of moral ethics, when we think of this, then how we can see if we take into account of His Holiness, for example, such a great practitioner like His Holiness Dalai Lama, then he can see all these qualities that is mentioned here, exactly mentioned here in His Holiness Dalai Lama, which is to say, like it is true that even in many of us Tibetan, even pay. Now, Yengi Tatanegi Sosuji Gamaga Samakaswara, Yenzamayma. So people even rush to collect the dust under his feet and they keep that as an object of their veneration, object of their respect. No. And as well as the such a so desata ko vi jagad se ger ma sha halning no jira ta se chundo ke de gelo shi koro ge ja ta koro ide gelo shi dangang ko ba ja lu ya chebi shi so ba che ta ten ba de ta ten shi mo ge ten da asa da dāyā chidā sādhā manna ya shūyī chidā tūjī tōpa nō chēbī chidā chēwā shēbī pēyā nō chidā sāntrāli jū sēn diwai dā tā sāntrāli pēyā ndari diwai pēyā dēchā ngā dēgāndur tā ngā tā chē nā yunga rē yunga kēchē mā yunga kēchē wā mā rō ngē rē dā dēchā ngā tā sōn dā tā pēyā yāpōn diwai yā tā mā dēn rē. So the benefit of practicing moral ethics, which as described here, so are something which which are possible to attain. So therefore, here when we talk about benefit is I mean there's no point of talking about this if this is not possible to achieve. These are not something to be gained as a result of or as a result of practicing moralities. So so therefore the we have to as we this reflect on these lines and just to understanding what kind of positive impact this just the practice of morality have on the persons, not only on the person like it's saying here, but even on the place where the person who practices morality, even that place also itself become a very like a holy and very object of venerations, and as he's saying, even all the dust under the place of the such the person who practices morality also become object of the venerations or by all the humans and the godly and the deities or the godly beings. So we did mention the example of His Holiness Dalai Lama, but it's not only him, but even in early day in Tibet, even in when at the end of the like a great prayer festivals, a lot of ordinary like a nomad, crowd of nomad people, even they go and rush to collect the dust where of the ground where the such a great prayer festival were held, and they take those every dust as a very holy like objects for of taking refuge and of venerations.
Then da shimi lo de kare rung sirsuya shimi lo zombo sredwa sirsuya da pe wan de wan de chi are se da nga do lo te abu be che yung de wa chen de ga lo che me na yu sirsuya de yung wa are che lo ashima pa che de yung wa de da nga yi chi che de che sirsuya ya bo de wa de ji kwa le zu sen che ga re
and as we read or study these texts, so we also have to trying to relate our understanding to our own practice. So which is actually is very important. So we have to see this. What is mentioning here is also is like a spiritual instructions, spiritual guide, and so therefore, as you read, what sort of guide this text is showing for one, and so the guide is that we all what we all wish, all aspire for a better future, and so therefore the what is saying here is if you aspire for the better future, then it's saying here then we have to observe the practice of moral ethics and the safeguarding the moral practice.
toba ganda chinda che deja sandra tode deja sandra tode chinda rin chu yi sende da tangana sandri toga de sando da sandra yaba da suya ma da che da jeni lo she che da zeni de go ma de sando da sandra yaba suya de tin yaba da zan long jin yong go de de jang an lo yaba ben de wa the magic, say you, magic Jones, Nosa, Koi, Loche, Redon does, the Deba magic, Deba magic, Jizakan does. Ra has a disease on it, Matrabi on gets and chair married the Moshe, and one day or Same madras. Rather said some better chin, Madras, Ushutin, top and just Ushutoji. Jed the Magi, Risk, Juadon, then Pesci, Emba, dying, Mashichis, Pesci, Emba, Emba, Coin, Mashichis, Mianche, Mashich, Retat, Pesci and Quad, Emma sent Pumba, Codo, Pumba, Lisa. Passion, Cois, and Quad, Embassy, Puma, the Guru Jewish, that's on Tetsu. Julia Hadome, Shag, there's a Sandra Gender, to the Rincho is Sandra Deva Ring, Joe, take on the other side.
Then they continue with the compendium of the perfection states. Even without speaking or undertaking hardships, you gather immediate necessities and services. So, without threat, all the world pays homage to you. You obtain power. Effortlessly and without toil. So you are among those about whom it is improper to talk casually. Even all persons who you did not know previously, who have not helped you or done what you need, pay homage to you, a person with ethical discipline. So excellent beings revered the dust blessed by your feet, touching their heads to it. Deities and humans bow down to it. Place it on the crown of their heads and carry away what they can get. Therefore, one who has ethical disciplines is in the supreme lineage. So the basically it is summarize the benefits of the morality as described before, and so it's showing how there's a benefit of gathering resources or gathering all the wealth, even and in such a way with the practice of moralities, so it will all gather with very naturally or very automatically, without not requiring any hard work from one own side, and similarly how as a benefit, so you gain the respect from the others, and again there's no need of doing anything like such as forcing other to pay to respect, and so in short, as it says the last line, so therefore one who has ethical discipline is in the supreme lineage.
Diaga Masha Base, Gomasha, a wrong chain, yes, a diaton, keeping up each other, Jedi Sandra, Swims, Loving Nano, Fuba, Yodobi, Sandra Yeme, Sandra Yodate, she's about us, you Gilas, that is.
And then they continue, the wise who reflect well on these benefits and grave consequences must safeguard their ethical discipline, as the compendium of the perfection explains. Due to a craving for their own happiness, the bodhisattvas will not compromise ethical disciplines, which must be protected. And also, because you control yourself, you experience happiness. Because you have the ornament praised by the learned, you safeguard ethical disciplines. As you bring to perfection all the trainings, rely on ethical disciplines completely and without pride.
That's it. So Gilhas, they done wrong, yes, again, Jibato, Hado, May, Pusoba, so large, Miba Sunny, Saja Tonche, then Sandra Langapi, shut the Suashate, such as Meso and Jiba, that's all it's in Genie, Sarasida, Maiva. How the May Comboto, Tova Denny, then it's Sarasiba, Maema, Tenny, member there, by the bar, the Sunny, Saja Tonche, Sandra Langapi, shut the Sugar Barriers, then Sugar, and that's a Kasamama and Rosamama. On some death. On the Hashita, Hada May, and this is Zonan Roger, Hada May. Nigga, Saja Dubs, Comoro, but you can top as a chago, they top a lola lap. Labala, then Lord Vichidin, the type of Tegunus. Then he said the Jazana on the water, Martin, the Garojan, Yolazon, Yolafican, teaching any water. Then he Doga, says I Taba Sunship Tobala, and I made the whole height there, Togre. Tobala, Tanda Lola, Lola, Litin Delitasi, Hamar, Tanja Posua, little teachers not in general. Roga, Kanga Pondo, Marwa, Mala Tito and Rogo Marwa, Comboso and Rogo, Marva, Posoba, so large than Miba Sani, Saint Jeton, Jet Central and Gaby, shut the swing, shot this other. Get Sandup and dig it, said Jeton, Sandup Lapa, shows us a dig bar, Mibatin, and Roa, 10 years, Susana. Get Sandup, said Jeton, 10 years, Susana, and said Central and Gaby Teddy, says soldiers of each other. After sugar, yet there's such sugar, it has on that one. What any years,
So, then continue. Moreover, after you have clear away your mere fear of the miserable realms and your wish for the mere excellence of deities or humans, safeguard your ethical disciplines for the sake of establishing all living beings in ethical disciplines. So in this sentence, so the text point out your the motivations. No.
Jede Sernova Tabasuna, they shot the Rodetini, Hadome Kumoto, the shard in laying water. Jede Shalandra said that Jirma the Sua, the Shangarda, they said the lot of bush was that's there, that's Antona. Yes, yes, and Gaby, Ched, Sugar, Hadam, my Kumbotovi Cheddar, that's why you said the Sugo, my shall call top by Yungar. That's a rich guardian, not that German dress, I know.
So the points out the motivations for what kind of motivations that you should have for practicing moral ethics. So it's saying, there's a different way of thinking or considering in our motivations. So one way, as it says here, we should make sure that in our motivation for practicing moral ethics is not simply because of the fear or your fright of taking rebirth in lower realms, nor to the motivation to simply to find a better rebirth, such as the human or the godly rebirths. So therefore, rather the motivations for safeguarding ethical discipline or moral practice, so is, as he said, for this in order to establish all beings in ethical disciplines, or to we can also say establishing all other sentient beings in the state of complete enlightenment. So for the sake of that, you are practicing moral ethics. So and then there's also in another way you could also take this as a way that how it is necessary for one to engage in this practice of moral ethics in order to achieve the complete enlightenment, or in order to benefit all sentient beings, or to place or to establish or encourage them, all other sentient beings, to follow the practice of practice of moralities. And so in order to do this, then you also need to, in order to achieve all this goal of Buddhahood, or to establish all being into this practice of moralities, so you need to we need to practice we need to also find the like a good rebirth, and however even though the motivation for practicing moral ethic is not in order to, so as to find a better rebirth. But however, if we correct our motivation or intentions in such that our motivation for practicing moral ethic is to achieve enlightenment or achieve to benefit all sentient beings, then as His Holiness Dalai Lama and a lot of many other lamas quite often say that how if you direct your motivation to or intention to benefit other beings or to benefit other beings, then all your own interests will be accomplished, automatically, or just side by side. You achieve all that. So therefore, when you engage in such moral practice, so you automatically, as a result of the practice of moral ethics, so you will, find good rebirth, and because it's also, of course, you have to rely on an excellent rebirth in order to benefit other, or in order to achieve the full enlightenment. So then the quote from the Compendium of the Perfection states, so whoever aspire to establish in pure ethical discipline every living beings in world beyond measure and relies on ethical disciplines to benefit the world is said to bring ethical discipline to perfections. Therefore, clear away fear of the miserable realms and the wish for the marvels of kingdoms and high status. Safeguard a flawless ethical discipline and depend on ethical discipline because you are striving for the welfare of the world. So you can clearly notice here that what was the Tsongkhapa has discussed before is really the giving a commentary, the word by word commentary on this, the quotations from this Compendium of the Perfections. Yes.
That's a much under the that's in the center street, that must be that's under the sugar, so just that's under the side, yeah, the England, that's the side. So having the explain the benefit of practicing moral ethics, and then the shortcomings of not practicing moral ethics. Now the text now goes to this next sections, which is the divisions of ethical disciplines. Yes. So it says, so there are three divisions of ethical discipline. The first, the ethical discipline of restraint. Second, the ethical discipline of gathering virtue. Third, the ethical discipline of acting for the welfare of living beings. That's Jasi Shabata Sarsan Dalutim, Jasi Shabata, Roma Bashanamade, Yam Bashi, Jisanamatiniana, the Mr. Roma Shajin, Sanamashe, Shalaja, Rode Jedeni Matiamara, Rode the Domitrine, Jedene, Sayas, Gachan, Say, Surrender. Jasi Shabata in Destin, the Nova, that's on Temples, that Takajila.
So the ethical disciplines is divided into these three types, and so this so in fact these three types of ethical discipline in fact the include the entire deeds of bodhisattvas. So, which when we think of the entire deeds of bodhisattvas, then you can either the deeds are for fulfilling the welfare of oneself, or the welfare for other sentient beings. And or in another way, all the deeds can be when we can be categorized into two in terms of ripening one's own continuums, and or ripening the continuum of all other beings. So this. So in a way, so the first ethical discipline of restraint, so that so that include all the bodhisattva deeds for oneself, or the ripening one's own continuum, and the next two ethical disciplines, so that the encompasses all the deeds for other beings, or ripenings the continuum of other beings.
대전 통모이 제다 보다는 도비스리 라사 다 서자 도비 때도 머리 현주 삼바다 라첨바 야 라주 도모메 집이 도모메게 너대 예나나 서자도 통모이 로지 가나 마도바다 거라 여아들 주를 디바레 로지 가나 마도바다 제비 가나 마도바도 제레바 봄베 네 봄베 넘바나 다 넘비 선저야 시다데 아마 지금 계속 아마도 대시가 자서 하고 소한테
Okay, so then goes the ethical discipline of restraint. The Bodhisattva's levels says the ethical discipline of restraint is the 7 types of vows of individual liberations. So thus, given that there are those who have taken vows of individual liberation and are also keeping the Bodhisattva's vow, so the ethical disciplines of restraint is either the actual vows of individual liberation for the group of other lay persons or renunciates, or it is a practice of restraint and abstention that would be associated with those actual vows. So the specified the reference of this ethical discipline of restraint, so which the taking into account of those the bodhisattvas who have got any of the individual liberations or vows, which, as you know, which we, in fact, we have studied these in the past. So, which can be either the vows of the renunciates or the ordinations, or can be a layperson's vows. So, so that's what they're talking about, the two groups. And so, in that context, so the ethical disciplines of restraint, so referring to those actual vows or any vows which are associated with that. And then goes that the also, given that there are those who have taken the Bodhisattva's vows, so who are unsuited to be recipients of the vows of individual liberations. So this is referring to or taking into account of those Bodhisattvas who do not have the such a individual liberation of vows. And so for those, the reference of the ethical discipline of restraint, so is the ethical discipline of restraint is the practice of restraint and abstention that gives up any deeds that is wrong by nature. So that's refer to their that is the moral ethic of the restraint that they have, they possess, and which the ethical practice which they through which they restrain or refrain from certain negative or actions which by nature, either by nature or by way of prohibitions, by those two reasons, either by nature or by prohibition reason, so they observe the certain ethical practices. So therefore, for those bodhisattvas without such individual liberation of vows, so the ethical discipline of restraint refer to that. The restraint is the practice of restraint abstention that gives up any deed that is wrong by nature or any deed that is wrong by prohibition that would be associated with the vows of individual liberations.
가자 처를 체이자에는 이만 예셰도 做예셰도 동비 처를 쏘셔야 뭐 수세자야 예내저도 기발을 로로비 자수에 sembaja데 저 뒤온 제발에 무슨 내년가만 로 선도 담발라서는 다 가리는 면은다 실제로 소비 개와라 면에 로제라 마셰바 셰지 셰자 뭐냐바 고네 폐하셔봐대 다 야치디 서저 생활에 다선 대도 다 세제 대제제 선전 넘바 찌찌기 대라 면에 대자 너도 심이 대노 카나 마토바 매바 제자레바 레바 샤데 너는 제바 선저 내가 너셔도 나기진다 대란파 선배 요는 됐다 다기서스 요는 돼 다기서데 야 다들 야 가려 야 다들 지지도 만들면
the next the ethical discipline of gathering virtue. The ethical discipline of gathering virtue means that you focus on virtues such as the 6 perfections and then develop the virtue that you have not developed in your mind. Do not spoil the ones that you have already developed, and increase both of these ever further. So the point that's making is the ethical discipline of gathering virtues is referring to all the act of virtue, such as, like you're saying, 6 perfections, and so which you perform, and with the possessions, while with the possessions of the moral ethics, within yourself. So it is not necessarily be the case that just as in a technically speaking, like when we talk of the moral ethics, we're talking about the certain thought of restraint, some sense of restraint. So not necessarily you do not have to have that kind of the apparent or the manifested, this such a thought of restraints. But however, yet it is all these virtues that you practice, within the force of, within the force of your practice of moral ethics. Yes. So then third, the ethical discipline of acting for the welfare of living beings. The ethical disciplines of acting for the welfare of living beings means that you focus on the welfare of 11 sorts of living beings and then accomplish their aims in these and future lives in a suitable manner and without wrongdoing. Since I have already detailed this in my basic path to awakening, so you should definitely read that over and over again. I think that basic path to awakening, is that available in English? I think the Rose or somebody distributed to everyone in the beginning, on the early on when we start these teachings. I think there was one. I think it's this one, the basic path to awakening text. Huh? I'm not sure. Yeah. So anyway, something that Geshe is giving you a homework to do. Or maybe somewhere in the, not necessarily in this, in the start of this teaching, but maybe early on when I taught on teaching on Lam Rims. So remember we come across this. So if you could have a time to refer to that and say you could find out about this. So maybe in one of the other Lam Rim commentary, like Liberation of Palm of Hand or the so if you could refer to that. No. Do you remember? Anyone remember? No.
Was it part of the Sangha's chapter on ethics?
Already in some way.
Sankapa's commentary in that?
The Bhagavad Tomeki, what's it called? That's the text.
Sangha's chapter on ethics.
Changsarwe. No. Yeah. Quick, dinner enough. Say what? It's in Google. You found the text in the that basic path to awakening, huh?
가사.
Where?
Oh, this is just a reference to it, but it looks like the text that Dennis or
Oh, okay. Oh, he wrote, is that the same text? Oh, so must be in English, yeah. The 가장 고만디 Rose Mogi, the Injitol Jingya, so I'm Samala, Hanzo Tams in the Tebdarish.
아,
Tanda des was Hasadi.
세지 대지지.
No. Sangha chapter.
아, 누가?
The basic part.
오늘은 that's good. 제 정관 나도.
Commentary of Songkhabas.
제가 정관 너무 잘는.
It's all English.
조샤와서.
Yeah.
타라몬도 조샤.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
다음에 난 이제 인간들이 말라 이단데. 이 이제 언제 내가 데서 왔더니.
The Injitol Doga. The Jerum Buchingi, the Javaja, Chansaki, the Nalo, Lewis, Tanda Karsadi.
야, 다시 라사디.
No.
간다 내 지지.
No. The Javad Injino do, but the goodness.
전에서 로성아 람.
No. Yeah.
제 틀어서 제안이 용말이지.
No.
전에서 엄마게 제제 되는 몰라. 자 로스텔 인진데 계속 가르 쳤어. 아까 지워셔라. 나나 찌찌되는 게 뭐로 와대. 찌찌되는 말 내가 버튼이 야 말들 뭐지 야.
No. So we, it talks about the 11 sort of being, the welfare of 11 sort of living beings. So this is the where you can find more. It's not just a thing that not just a measure of certain list of 11, but there's more to that. So where we want to, Geshe wants everyone to get a copy of that text and then find out about that it's in the English yet. Dennis sent to everyone. Yeah. Someone the Injitol Rasong.
라서 정화로면 그거. 정화는 너로로지네요. 너로로는 정화야. 너무 잘는 정화.
Last year. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so you've got to find, need to refer in that and find out about these
now talking there
details. Yeah. Yeah. When you say, since I've already detailed this in my basic path to awakening, so that's the text. Songkhapa has already said the detail in there, so refer to that. And that's what it's like reinforcing this to you. Yeah. It's not that I didn't want to prepare this list and then present this to the to you at the teachings. So it was deliberate that he wanted you to do to refer to the text and do your own study and read the text.
I talk a little bit there, understand on the book here, not here there. I think I taught you read the book together. Then you much you better. Yeah, just I said you maybe good understand, not good understand, live there. You read, I talk together, very easy. My shame over it. Lonely Shiva, the senior then Joya, the Ribaya Bojo, Sugar Rogdua. She know that their guy is a guy, then there's she give a dua. My dear, Charles dead and she know that one didn't buy senior Lana, Chechi or Sadis. Tanda, they untie Jamaida, True Shabbat and Kajata. Chichi known as Tomo True Shabbat.
So, talk Chebasedo. So was focused on the welfare of 11 sort of living beings. So one of that 11 is called to torture Tsering. To become acquaintance, you know, something like that, to become acquaintance with.
Man seven Shinkatsu Sozo, Yajul Masha Shinkatsu Robada Tinji Geshe, Tanda Tesheman, Drosha Pass, Choroso, Tata Yamangi Tata, Chorama, Tonga Jashu.
Maybe we might come back to this 11 list later on, but in the meantime, if you can, just as suggested before, if you refer to that text and find out what are those the 11 things, and such as the first one is called to become acquaintance with. So that means to, as part of benefiting other beings. So you need to become close with them, become acquaintance with them. Then how you become acquaintance with them? So that's also very important for that. Things that need to know in order to benefit others. And so in a sense, these 11 things, so which can be integrated in your practice for in relation with each being, benefiting each individual sentient beings.
Ona seje chichi la teshe go chichi da tenla keshe o kaje seje chila chichi teshe go ba tene de mana seje tene chichi da yo tene je go sera ngene jo she ge be seje mo jo da tala mo de seje ga tala mo be teshe da tene 정가 ja da chera 정가 ja je shi tene ngene son de ba ja tene re yong ra.
So as said before, either you can combine all these 11 ways of benefiting others with respect to each individual, or this can be taken as 11 separate individual beings, that how of the way you can benefit them. And so maybe anyway, first, so we need to know what are those 11s. So it's not that I'm being stingy about giving Dharma to you by not explaining about this 11 right now, but my hope is that you can do your own study beforehand, and sometimes it makes easier then after you've already done some study, homework, and then when you listen, hear the teaching from the lamas, then it kind of complement, and it becomes very effective way of then learning very quickly as well.
didn't fashion that he lodged the Lamazon of lodged in the so you can that.
So it's important that you after listening to or studying the teachings, then you followed up by really the reflecting on this what you have learned, just really to recollect yourself of what you have already learned, and even that's not once, but you have to do it over and over again on the topic, and so that this is what it takes to really to thinking on this the teachings over and over again. Then it really sinks into your mind, and then it really has some effect in terms of then subduing our mind, and so then in this way, so you'll be able to bring the able to calm one's mind. So therefore the in generally speaking, so there are when we in the life, so we have all kind of our problems which are related to our physical health, and also there are other related to our mental health, our hygiene of our mind, and so in order to overcome that, so we have to apply the certain remedy, because if we do not apply the remedy or do not apply it thoroughly and properly, then we cannot overcome the problem or the illnesses.
The weekend that was Easter course in place.
So the coming weekend, so we have a Easter course coming. And the theme of our Easter course is on cultivating our Bodhicitta, Bodhicitta mind, and which, as you all know, is very very important, very the important part of our spiritual practice, and like we quite often hear the thought or the motivations of our practice should be the Bodhicitta mind, and based on that motivation, and then we follow the deeds as the deeds of the Bodhisattvas. So we all consider ourselves as a follower of Mahayana, the Buddhisms, and so therefore the as part of this the Mahayana training, so is to then to is very important, is to the knowing and then cultivating this Bodhicitta mind, and first and studying, even including the learning about the Bodhicitta mind. So it is said that it even just you spend a bit of time on just to find out about Bodhicitta mind. So is very effective in eliminating or purifying the negativities, and then accumulating enormous merit.
Then, Masen Del Devoyama, the Mazashamatal, daily trust, daily zonchi, then they were something to happen.
So it's good to take the opportunity of the studying and practicing this such a profound teaching, profound dharma of Bodhicittas, and so while we have to while you have these opportunities, from the point of view of your own the physical and the mental health, as well as all the outer, external and the internal, all the various conditions. So when the conditions are all suitable for one, all favorable for one, so it's good to make those best use of that, and so in this way, so at least we could we can be assured that our future rebirth could be even even better off than what we already got it now.
대선에서는 뭐만 고만이 발라 소소 고아 가제 뭐대 대선에 발라 거지 로서 대선 팬도 정말 싫어요. 면에래 세계에서 대학 통제 되면 영화들 자샤고냐 로데 세지깔을 가면 싫어래. 캠볼 하죠 캠볼에 라 매는에 캠볼 신라는 캠볼 매는 대선바 캠볼에 치주에서는 캠볼 싫어 있어 얘네 있었나 런대하진 되나서 런중아 사서서나 마도 이제 현재 통제 대학 통제 영화 통제 자세 되네 근처에 선바바 영화 대바데 당연히 저는 대바 재미 로주성게 고자가 배 제진이 했지 된다래선 근데 가서 로주서 하지 근데 그 선도나 배 해보는 거 대선돈 된데 생제 빠드면 바로 될라진 디바 빠드면 소 빠드면 사이 봐 나처럼 재미 돈요 계절 모셔 사이 봐 지바래 얘네라 다 된지 저를 되게 가지 저래서 디스카스 잡고 제가 그랬어요. 얘네 아버지 신조보죠. 녀마서거를 새 대보성이다. 얘네다. 제시 로조는 새 대보죠. 리대보죠 그래. 리대 세대죠. 된다고 말안 되는데. 가야 말다 보고 연결되는 가야 보고 딱 가려면 소전은 리대 세대를 개점을 싫어하는데 와. 리대 세대면은 배사 고쳐면도 맞지 라고야 돼. 배사야 내가야 뭐야 배사야 sembachi 뭐는 집안 말다 뭐 뭐시가 말든지 라고도 와. 가르쳐가 하고 뭐도 내가 야간을 야통면도 가면도 이년에 라 배자네 내가 야는 야통 야는 내가 리산노는 싶으면 대방에는 거기 계잖아 생각에 내 거라져줘 자대 집안에 거라져줘 자네로 집안와 될 리가 야 손이 들어가는 거를 깔자라 제세는 세반 싶으면 된장에네 긴 거기 계시야 말이야 긴 거기 계잖아 시에서 라 집안 거대 될 싶으면 되자 길래서 대 야는 야통면 되시는가 이제 이제 손 대도나 야보야 나는 네네 라마도 리데 세대도 개주고 싫어하네 세된 렉터들 쉬고 배운도와 semba시보다 하저는 또 전부지 하셨는데 이제도 맞아 타마에 semba시보다 다시 지금 거의 대화서나 지래 다든지 오늘 개아쳐봐쳐더니 그 요식을 와 있네 이제 레데는 등한도 편도 좀 뭐지 하셨는데 이제 저로 손 대도나야 보내 와 다바르지 디세지 코르 마실로마 유마데 당원들 대지 근데 손은 샤보지들이 니들이야 There is a son of the yes, and yes, all I shall appear to say, and yes, all. That Charles and Jesus, my yoga is done, is the Gavata, the Calamities.
So of course, a lot of you you have heard so many times or about this such a bodhicitta mind and about various areas of the teachings, and but at the same time, there surely is a room to even to further develop, to make one's understanding, make it even go much deeper and also to perfect to one's understanding, and so on this ground. So it would be also good if there's any of you who could also do this course and to spend find such some, at least you have find you use your bit of that the time that which is in your hand to to focus on this profound topic of bodhicitta mind. And however, when you talk in terms of the actual cultivation of the bodhicitta mind, or even a thought of real, a genuine concern, a genuine thought of benefiting other beings, when you talk of that, then such a pure thought of benefiting other is in generally is a very difficult to arise, and also is a very rare kind of thought in across all the various spectrums of all the sentient beings. But even if you take into account in terms of all the human population, and to have such a thought, having such a those who have such a thought is also very extremely rare. And not only that, even if you take into account within human, you take on all those who consider as a believer or a spiritual practitioners. So even among those, if you to having a really a sincere thought of benefiting other would be very extremely rare. So, but rather, what most all of sentient beings have is their mental attitudes is all directed or concerned for one's own. It's like a self-centered. So, so therefore, however, having said that, as we said, even if we spend some time to direct our mind on this bodhicitta mind, and then as said before, is a tremendous benefit in terms of as a benefit of such focusing on bodhicitta mind too, in terms of the increasing one's merit and purifying one's negativities, and so therefore, just to part of the reason why I'm also saying this, because this year I'm not giving this Easter course, so therefore I'm really taking this kind of opportunity to give a little bit of advice on you on this just to inspire you to make the utilize some sort of your time for this spiritual practice, rather than always, whenever you have a spare times, always, utilizing all for just for some going out, and so forth. So there is to. It's good to spend some sort of time on such a reflections on such a profound topic like such a bodhicitta mind, and by doing this, as a benefit, as a result, or as a benefit of such a reflection on such a spiritual topics, is really, you will find it very rewarding in terms of bringing calmness, building happiness within one's on a mental levels. and then the otherwise, if we don't do something like that, then we will be, our life will be going around in this the cyclic existence. So which in fact, if there are some people even who don't consider themselves as a spiritual believer, but they come to me and ask for certain advice that what to do because they are lost. They found that even they have plenty of wealth and they got a job, everything, but somehow they acknowledge that it doesn't give some sort of meaning, some sort of satisfactions, and so they deep down. So there's a great deal of sadness and confusions in their mind, and then however as we are trying to discuss that, then there's also at the same time if you if you advise them or maybe you should give up the job, then of course then they can't give up. They feel like they have to do this, go to work, but at the same time they cannot. If you go to job again, there's ongoing problems and the stresses, and somehow so they get caught in that. So in fact, what they're saying, what the experience that they share is exactly what is just that is what they're saying about going around in this wheel of life or cyclic existence. That's what they're telling.
Round, I no can job sit up, no can job. I have lots of money here. I don't know. I no understand. Oh God, no happiness here. Oh round, same. Today just same. Today round. God, no happiness. I don't know. He said, I don't know. I no understand. I have lots of money here. No can job sit up. Job was no happiness. Just round. I don't know. Because I'm banned. It was that much. I'm telling more catching a move.
So there are a lot of people who come to see me, and they're very happy to see me, and that's how they share their experience of their life, and where but they can't see any way around, but then just to go around in the on the life of sufferings. And so essentially, so it's all more to do with on the cause of the problems, or is more on the mental. What people are mostly undergoing is really on the mental levels, and which, as we all know, is not on that level. How if we are not happy, if we are extremely confused and very unhappy, then it can also have the effect on our physical health as well, and so therefore, on the other hand, how if we improved on the more our well-being or the hygiene of our mind, then this then not only brings more meaning, more happiness for the individual persons, but also it also helps improve the health of the body as well, and so this is why it's good to while you have all the opportunities. I do understand that people have there's a different need for their life. Especially if you have children, so you have to give, or family, you got to give time for them. But at the same time, it's also important to recognize the importance of one's own well-being as well. the mental and the physical health, and so taking into account of all this, so it's good to when you have time, so it's good to whether as we say before, even if you've already have learned you think you have already studied, know enough about the topic, but still, if you study the same topic and think over again, and then you will find it more further to study, and then you can go more deeper into your the knowledge. So then, of course, it's as well as studying, so then we also need to put it into practice, and so like talking about the cultivating, or this developing the bodhicitta mind. Then, it is the much depends on how much effort we put in, but it is possible that if that we can make the progress of develop the bodhicitta mind in such that our feeling of such a compassion and the love for the other is so much so that even we can even with the thought, or even the hearing the word the bodhicitta in our ear can bring some sort the experience of even of such as like shedding tears from eyes, and this kind of physical on a physical level, you could feel the effect of this the bodhicitta mind. So if we reach such development, then it will be really of course it will be the most wonderful.
Tela cheno sosa yerona de chishiawara no dese seju shiala sobado seju do popado ta tene ngoro ba ngene re shin dosande a ngene re chin ma she be ne ga son to chidun ten lo ju zoni ga jiga son to sho de ma do ja yi zumbo shibu chi ro ja ba de ita ngene no sa so na tende tu are de de jin o son to no ya po san de wa ta tene re ta. Yeah.
And time to time it's also good to think about the what sort of since you made a contact with the Dharma, what sort of changes that it has bring in your life. You got to think about that, and it is possible that even though we normally we do not so recognize that, but if you think about that, something it might be possible that how such a there's a huge changes, positive changes had taken place in one's mental attitudes, that was not, if you see the difference gap between the how your mental attitude, how in overall your way of looking at things and other people, your perceptions, and was before you have met the Dharma, and then how it has changed after you met Dharma. Then it might be possible that you will then suddenly you will recognize the difference. The gap is so much that that you made a progress, changed on a more on a positive side. Such a change is like, I mean, Geshe says you will see the difference is like a sky and earth. Such a difference you come, and when you see this, then it gives gives a bit more you feel more positive about yourself and be more confidence in your practice and this then further as an effect of such positive feeling thought with regard to your own practice and your own progress, then you'll be even more motivated to do further practice.
Tandala says, Zella never see you, said, never see calling on the Sharon Zag. Because the Permoto never see better, that's on the Pevaji Tatela Chegon, Musi, Permoto never mashes, Shangar Tesu at Pevagan Carter, Chegayam, machine there. Permoto never mashes, Shangar was like that, Pevagangi, the country Sega, the Hamote, I say, Permoto never mashes, catch much was it, Rasa, Pembo, San Zumbosi. Cause I like with her, they're teaching what in leg, yellow pencil card check and so on as you are there. So they teach it in my leg. That's on Teto. Then it's so your kitchen, she top at her. I was being only about
Gossiping.
Huh?
No.
Oh, that's so your kitchen, maybe. Tea, break tea. My gospel not finished. Normal gospel not finished. Gospel not very well. Dhamma talking finished. Easy somewhere. 1 hour Dhamma talking ever tried. Gospel 2 hours, 3 hours, no child.